let's talk about the next design pattern, the Singleton. Alright, my friends, back to tell you once more, and in this video we're talking about the design pattern Singleton. Don't worry, this has nothing to do with whether or not you have a girlfriend or not, but let's be honest, you probably don't, so that's going to be totally fine. Let's take a look at what a Singleton is. Maybe we shouldn't insult the audience, that was just a little joke. Let's see. So when you only need one of those, what does that mean? Well, sometimes we're making a new class and we don't want this to be static. Yet at the same time, we want to only have one instance of this class to ever exist. So for example, let's say we create a new world and, well, we can't really have two worlds. Now we can, but not while we're inside of one world. We shouldn't be able to create another world. That doesn't make any sense. So let's just see. So we're going to make a new class called the world class. This is a super simplified sort of abstraction, but the idea is let's make a public string right here. We're going to call this the name of the world, right? This is the name. Then we have a public list over here of strings, let's say, which is going to be the connected players. Like I said, this is a super simplified sort of view on this, and maybe a list of strings, a list of string, which is going to be all mobs, you know, just for the sake of argument. Now we're going to make a private constructor. You're going to say, what? Yes, a private, why not? We can make this private, where we give it a name. That's totally fine. Say this.name equals name. Then we say connected players is equal to a new array list. And finally, all mobs equal to a new array list as well. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And now the question is, well, how are we ever going to make a new world, or rather, well, use a new world? We're going to make a public static world. And now this is we can actually even make this final theoretically in this case. This is going to be the world, okay? And this is equal to a new world. And we're going to call this Kaupenjoe's world. Freaking phenomenal. There you go. And just with that, we have made a Singleton. That's literally it. So it's basically a public static, often final variable that is instantiated once. Because if we were to go in here and we were to say world, my world, right? If I wanted to make a new world, so let's say world, my world over here equal to a new world, right? That would not work. Why? Well, hello, this is private. So we've made this private, so it doesn't work. The only thing we can do is we can say the world we have is, and then that is going to be what exactly? Exactly world.the world. So you can see that, and then we can, for example, call the name over here. There you go. The cool thing about this is that regardless of where you are, you always have access to this specific instance of the world. So that's pretty cool. You'll also see a semi-singleton pattern when it comes to items and blocks. It's a little bit different, right? It's not exactly a singleton pattern, but it's a singleton-like pattern because you still have an instance of a particular thing, like an item or a block, and you're going to be able to call them wherever you want via the class because they're static. One thing here is obviously there's only ever one instance of the world, and that never changes, right? Because we're literally unable to do another thing because we made the constructor private. So that's pretty neat. And if we were to run this, we can see, of course, you know, the world we have is Kaupenjoe's world. It's fine if you don't see necessarily the immediate reason for using a Singleton. Sometimes Singletons can be useful in sort of manager classes like a game manager or certain things that really only need one instance to exist, and that can then change sort of certain behavior. And the cool thing is that you're then able to call it from wherever, right? You can literally just say, let's say game manager.instance, and then you get the instance of the game manager that exists because there only is ever one instance. That's sort of a high level overview. As per usual, I will link both the code as well as some other useful information down below. But that's going to be it for this video right here. Hope you found this useful and you learned something new. And I'll see you all in the next video. So yeah.